So peaceful up here. Look at this view of this field. Hi. Just on my daily coronavirus walk because we've been put back in lockdown in England. I'm just out walking in my Salomon Wildcross shoes, and the ground is really icy and hard, and they're holding up really well. I haven't slipped once in these. The grip is really good. They've sort of got spikes on the bottom. You can see how cold and icy it is. And the toe box on these is so wide. If you've been following my channel, I went on the West Highland Way not too long ago, you'll remember, and I bought some Salomon Wildcross shoes. You see how hard it is. And they were just too slim, way too slim for my feet, and pinched my toes at the front, which caused my toes to rub together. And I got horrible blisters in between my toes and underneath the balls of my feet because my feet were sort of scrunched up. I just turned the camera around. Yeah, I was hiking the West Highland Way and I got the Salomon Wildcross shoes. Initially they felt great until I was hiking and realised that my feet were pinching together and rubbing and getting blisters, and so I wrote to Salomon and said I just don't feel like these shoes are up to hiking long distances in because they've caused friction marks on my feet. And Salomon gave me a £100 voucher, which is what the Wildcross shoes were originally worth, but I got them for like 50 quid on a sale. So I thought that was pretty awesome of them. And then I got these Wildcross shoes instead, and I just went for a completely different shape because the other ones were so slim. I thought, well, screw this, I'm going for a wider toe box. The Wildcross ones also had laces, and these have like the cincher, is that what you would call it, with the wire, and you pinch and slide the mechanism down to secure your shoe, which I really like. I don't think I'll ever go back now with the wider toe box. I know everyone raves about ultras, and I was going to get some. They're a bit harder and a bit pricier to get hold of in the UK. They're just not as readily available, so I heard that the Lone Peak 4s were great and they'd sort of been discontinued, and I think the 4.5s had come out, and I heard a couple of more complaints about the 4.5s, and people were saying it was a shame because the 4s were so much better. They didn't really need to change anything. So that's what swayed me to just say no. Well, Salomon have given me this voucher, I'll not spend it on a bag or clothes or other equipment. I'll get the shoes instead. And these Wildcross shoes so far feel really nice. I'm yet to do like a long day in them or anything, so I'll have to report back about that, but they're light as air. They're slightly water resistant, and they've got, in fact, let me show you. Here. They've got a bit of a rubber bit on the front of the toe, which is great because I seem to point my foot down and drag it through puddles and things. If I'm going over a stream and I'm treading on rocks, I don't think, and I accidentally dip the front of my toe into the water, and then I've saturated my foot. And that is a habit that really annoys me, and every time I think, okay, just walk flat, and I never do. So I really, really like that there's this rubber bit at the front, because then if I tread in a puddle or have to cross a little stream or something, I'm not using the toe to flick water into the rest of into the shoe. Or getting it in the toe and it's seeping down into the shoe, which is great. So far, so good with these. But like I say, I'll have to do a big hike at some point and report back to you again. So this is pretty flat. I'm gonna try and resist the urge to grab onto anything. And it's rock solid with ice. It just doesn't feel as slippy as my other shoes. And going up, it's almost like I'm a gecko. I'm just stuck to things going up. With the grip, even on frozen ground, so that's good. See, I'm quite a nervous person about slipping. I seem to have a bit of a strong aversion to it, but these make me feel a lot more comfortable that I'm not going to than most shoes. I get very jumpy about slipping. I think it's just I hate the sudden nature of the way it makes you panic and your heart race afterwards. But I'm not holding on to anything. I don't have a stick. My hand's free. My hand was actually in my pocket just then, so usually I'd have it out ready to slip. But I feel good in these. There's a thumbs up from me.